Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. I thought I'd give you some tips all about how to deal with windy / very windy conditions. And we're going to straight in there with tip number one. These can be deadly riding out on a bike if you're not aware of them. Gaps in hedges, yeah? If you're on a country lane, you don't know where, you know, the wind's ebbing and flowing, and you get a few buildings every now and again blocking it and big trees, and suddenly you think, oh, the wind's gone. Perhaps it's behind me now. And then suddenly, if you're not paying attention, you'll have a gush of wind blowing straight out of the hedge like it is doing now, and will just blow you into the middle of the road if you're not watching what you're doing. So just be careful of those. Okay, tip number two. And it'd be hard for you to tell on camera, but I'm going up a hill at the moment. And tip number two, when you're out riding, you're not going to be feeling like you're going very far, very fast, especially if you're going into a headwind. That is the cyclist's public enemy number one. So, word of advice, do not expect to be getting any KOMs unless the wind's well and chilly behind you. Well, that's the useful gate. Let's just prop my bike up here. Tip number three, be careful where you prop your bike up against, because I know it takes one gust of wind to blow through and that'll blow off onto the ground. So tip number three, find where someone's safe and secure. Tip number four is to do with preparation before you've even got out of the house. And that is to know your route, plan it well, use software if you can, because what you want to achieve is to draw your route or know where you're riding, and at the start of the ride you want to be riding into the wind while you've still got plenty of strength, you know, you're fully recovered from the day before. Head out into the wind and then swing back around with the tailwind finally behind you on the way home. Now, I can tell you now from years of experience that never quite works out that way, but that is the theory. You often find the wind ebbs and flows in so many different directions while you're out riding, and sometimes you plan a tailwind in and you just won't get it, so yeah, bear that in mind. But essentially the tip still sticks: ride out into the wind and then ride back with the wind hopefully behind you. Tip number five is to do with clothing. Clothing has to do with a lot of tip videos, doesn't it? And the wind is no exception to this. And in particular, wind chill. You know, this time of year in winter, or even in some cold summer evenings, perhaps when the sun's gone down, if it's windy, your body, your skin will certainly get to know about it. So make sure you've got some arm warmers, something to keep you warm like that, or leg warmers. Although the number one garment should wear in windy weather has to be a gilet, a windproof gilet, or just a windproof jacket, maybe a rain jacket, something like that, to stop that chill getting inside you. Tip number six, again, planning your routes, knowing it well. If you live in a particularly flat area, then you're really going to struggle in the wind. So you may want to go somewhere with a few hills or forests, somewhere you can hide away from the worst of the wind. He says, ride an hour into a block headwind. But that's it, you just can't get away from it all the time. Get yourself out the door, start pedaling, get a good route, hide away from the wind. You won't regret it afterwards. It's hard for you to appreciate the wind blowing because A, you can't see it, of course, and B, got a really good windshield on this camera. It makes it look like there's no wind, but seriously there is. Tip number 7, and I appear to be breaking this one, but not through no fault of my own. Well, through fault of my own. And the tip 7 is wear glasses. I broke mine coming out to this ride. I stood on them, so yeah, another pair of glasses broken. Don't know why, I get expensive sunglasses. Another one in the bin. Anyway, make sure you're wearing something to cover your eyes, and that goes for the rest of the year to be honest, but in windy conditions, if it's a little bit cold as well, your eyes will definitely know about it and start tearing up when you're going down hills. Tip number 8, hills. Try not to go, if you possibly can, on really exposed moorland or on the highest peak in the area, especially if there's cars about, because you will regret being up there. When you're riding in a really built up urban area, you don't always notice the wind until you get out onto the outskirts of your town, and if you're at a really exposed location, it'll be another world up there. Now I'm not saying don't go up there, I'm saying be prepared for the elements. So there we have it, 8 tips to keep you riding throughout the autumn and winter. If you think I've missed any, head down into the comments below. That's it for me then folks, I shall see you in the next one. Take care, bye bye.